Hello and welcome to this unboxing video for Judge Dredd Helter Skelter, a game by Osprey Games. I've noticed a lot of chat on the kind of 2000 AD groups around on Facebook because this is going at a song at the moment, this game, and there's a lot of people been talking about getting and picking up, so I thought it might be handy for people to have a kind of closer look at the game. So first, straight off, we'll get this lovely artwork in the front depicting Judge Dredd himself, and up here we have Johnny Alpha from Strontium Dog, and we've also got Slain on the front. So yeah, lovely art, nice glossy finish, lovely sturdy box. I'll just flip that round and let you see the back of it as well. So it's just kind of obviously gives you the blurb and a little overview of all some of the components you can get. Main thing to draw attention to here is the fact that you have 4 different factions that you play in this game. So you've got Judge Dredd, so it gets a selection of judges and Mean Machine Angel, Nikolai Dante, who's actually one of the few characters in 2000 AD I haven't no knowledge of whatsoever. He came later on after I'd kind of dropped away from the prog, and I've even though I've got graphic novels for just about everything else, this is one of the storylines that I've missed out on, so that's a bit of a painful one for me to talk about Nikolai Dante. I really must remedy that. So anyway, the other ones are Slain, who I'm very familiar with. I've got all the books with Slain. Same way, I've got all the complete case files so far with Judge Dredd, a number of other collections, and I've also got all the Strontium Dog collections. So again, I've also got the Judge Dredd and Strontium Dog miniatures games by Warlord Games. So one of the things I will show you later on in the video is how these miniatures scale up compared to their counterparts for the Strontium Dog and Judge Dredd games. So without further ado, let's just crack on into this. So as soon as we take the lid off, we see the board. So it's a great board. What I'll do is I will show this after I remove all the components. I'll show you them all one by one so you get a good idea of what it is that's in here. But that's the board. Just a little flyer for the Osprey's Cursed Earth card game. I will do a review, an unboxing review of that at some point as well. Watch out for that. Obviously we have the rules here. So they're not, you know, some of these games can be really complex, and you know, there you go. There's the entire rule book. And you compare it to likes of, you know, a miniatures game, and certainly a role-playing game, there's not that much, which is not a criticism, by the way. Sometimes less is more. As far as I'm concerned, as I get older, the simpler games are, the better, and the more I tend to enjoy them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading those rules and getting a good game in this. I have actually heard great things about this game online from people that I trust, actually mostly on Twitter, and also on some of the 2000 AD games groups. Yeah, it's broken into 2 layers. So I've got the kind of Judge Dredd section, which also has Strontium Dog, and again I'm going to have a good close look at these miniatures. As you can see, I will also crack open these cards. Are sealed at the moment, so waiting for this video. So that's the first layer. And just that paper there to keep them separated, and then we have the second layer where we've got the Slain and Nikolai Dante cards, and also from memory, because I was looking at the back of this, these are the map cards which we'll come into later on, and again you've got the relevant pieces, and also these are other game pieces which hopefully I'll come to understand pretty quickly once I come to play the game. Right, so I'm going into handheld mode here so you can have a good look at the board. And I've just measured it out there, so it's 57 centimetres by 57 centimetres. So it's a really sizable board, and as you can see, what this is actually depicting, probably hard to tell because we're relatively close up here, but basically there's two city blocks, and you can see they're kind of linked by fallen pillars, and all these different locations are going to be places that we're going to be searching through the game, and our game pieces will be put across them. So I mean, the art's really nice. it's really lovely. I've got no complaints about that at all. I'm actually currently weighing up, could I actually use this for a game of the Judge Dredd miniatures game, and I think the answer would be yes to that. So that might be interesting, to have a little, to get another purpose out of it that way. And so that's, but the great thing is, not only do you have one board, you have a second board. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so here's the flip side, and this is basically the ruined Hall of Justice, at the centre of the mega city, Grand Hall of Justice. And this map is, I noticed in the rules that it says you should use the other side of the map for your first few games. This one also has, it's kind of hard to see here, but see these little arrows here? These point to higher ground, the terrain's on different levels, and basically it means that you can get, if you get into these kind of levels, you get a good view and able to snipe at your opponents. So yeah, it's but it adds another dimension to the game, which is interesting. So maybe about a couple of games in before I'll mess about with that, but again, you can see it's really, the art's absolutely gorgeous on it. So okay, let's have a close look at these miniatures here. You can see they're really nicely detailed. Quite like the poses on them as well, so let's take this lid off. Okay, so looking at the Strontium dog miniatures first, we've got Midden-Face McNulty there on the left, and we've got Durham Red, Johnny Alpha himself, with his two blasters there, Wolf Sternhammer, we all know Wolf, and Der Gronk, his healing companion. The Gronk's not exactly very helpful, certainly in the Strontium Dog Miniatures game, and I suspect he'll be the same in this game. He's really a healer, that's his kind of main function. So onto the judges, we've got Giant here, Anderson, Hershey, Dredd himself, and Mean Machine Angel. So onto the bottom part of the box, at the top here we've got slain characters. So we've got Ukko, slain, and his wife Neve, and his son Kai, and that's a warp out slain. So yeah, he can warp out and go on an absolute rampage in this game if he has his warp spasm. Obviously get more cards. These are the map cards, and then down the bottom here we've got the Nikolai Dante card miniatures, and as I don't know them, I'm not going to name them, I'm sorry about that. Again, cards there, and also we've got a lot of game components. So there's these little cubes, which are I think take them on to your health, and then these little circular counters are what you're looking for in the game. And there's also these basically these clip onto the bottom of the bases if you want to colour code your teams. Don't think it's really necessary because it's pretty, if you're a 2000 AD fan, you're going to know what these are and who's on which side. However, if you're not really familiar with 2000 AD universe, then yeah, they are helpful, there's no doubt about it. So I just have a little closer look at the miniatures here. I like how they put this wash on them to bring out the detail on them, which makes them look, pretty presentable just straight off the bat. And a little closer look at the Nikolai Dante miniatures. Have a wee look at the cards here. So this is the Strontium Dog deck. So there's a little summary, that's just basically for player reference. You've then got your characters, all of him were featured there when I was showing you the miniatures. So, and I believe the 3 is to do with a health stat. Could be wrong, but I haven't read the rules properly yet, but I think that's what it is. So yeah, you can see the artwork's nice, and it's well, it's a nicely produced package. There's no, that these aren't cheap and nasty by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, quite happy with those. And it's just a summary card about. So the rest of the cards are basically like this. These are the kind of cards that you draw all the time in the game, and you use these to take actions with your characters. So the Dredd ones, obviously, you're going to be expecting something similar. It's another stat card and some special rules. And then we have the character cards: Giant, Anderson, Hershey, Dredd, and Mean Machine. And again, really nice artwork in these. I really like them. And again, we've just got all these kind of action cards. So obviously there's a lot of them, so you've got a lot to get through in the deck there, and you just recycle them if you run out of them. So yeah, just have a look at the cards. So again, this is the Slaying pack. So again, summary, and you've got the rules for your special abilities, including the Warp Spasm. And then you've got the cards, which again have really nice art on them. So I really appreciate stuff like that when it's actual original art as well. And again, you just get the action cards. So, and then again, Nikolai Dante, same summary, special rules. And you've got the character cards. Really wish I could say more about Nikolai Dante. I hate that. And again, yeah, your action cards. So loads of them. Again, the card stock's really good quality through. I'm really happy with the game components. These are used in the game. These numbers relate to squares that are on the locations on the board, and it's helps, I think, both with deployment and where these other components, the kind of aim of the game is to find these little missing bits of pie. So for the sake of completeness, I just thought I'd show you the game components here. So these are these little circular things that you're looking for, searching for in the game. And then there's only a couple of these little clear ones. I'm not sure what they're for. I'm curious to know that myself. I think they're for kills, but I could be wrong. And the red ones are for health, so just nice little, good little game components. The only one thing I might mention is if you've got young children, that's pretty small, so keep them away from that. And again, just for the sake of completeness, I thought I'd just show you these little stands. You just click into place. So all in all, it's a cracking little set, in particular when it's at a really good price at the moment, so I would highly recommend it. I suppose the main thing that's going to be lacking in this review is the fact that I haven't played the game yet. I will do so, and I intend to maybe even record a session of me playing it for him that's really keen to see it in action. Hopefully not send you to sleep. So even though these painted miniatures aren't part of the set, and I want to stress that they're not part of the set, I thought it would be helpful for those people who, like myself, are invested in the Judge Dredd and Strontium Dog miniatures games, and just to show you how these scale up in comparison to their miniatures. So as you can see, they scale perfectly is the answer. I actually think I prefer the wolf in particular from this set, because he's got a bit more heft to him. I think he's a bit more the size that wolf should be. But the rest of them are all, you know, they make for great alternative sculpts, and basically allows you to mix up your battle reports if you're playing those games once you get them. Obviously I don't have them painted up yet, but once they are, it means I've got a couple of little alternatives I can basically field mix and match and use them as I see fit. So that's the Strontium dog ones, and I'm just looking at again at the size of these Lawmasters that are here. I think that's pretty much the same size as the Lawmaster miniatures, so let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, you can see there, pretty much perfect, the scale for the Warlord miniatures, so that's really great. And it means, well, there's miniatures that come with the game, so these are the Warlord miniatures. I'm just showing you for the people that are interested in these things, because I've got these guys painted up anyway, so that'll be quite good for my teams of judges. Okay, and here's the Dredd miniatures next to the Warlord ones, which again are the painted ones. As you'll notice, I don't have a Hershey yet because there isn't a Judge Hershey in the Warlord range yet. Come on, Warlord, get it sorted. They're also, just in fairness as well, this isn't Judge Giant. I'm just putting it there just to kind of give you an idea of the size next to the Judge Giant. It's just a generic street judge. Again, they haven't got a giant one yet, but let's hope that there might be one of them in the pipeline at some point. Mini Angel, you can see scales pretty well. He's obviously in a bit more of a headbutting pose in the Warlord one. So again, it gives you a little option if you want to see his face a bit more by using this one and then swapping them in when you're going in for attacks, if you're doing battle reports and you're recording things like that. Quite interestingly, the Anderson pose is very similar, which I think is a pretty classic pose. I mean, what else can you do with Anderson? She does always put her hand on her temple when she's using her psi abilities, so I don't really blame them for that. It's pretty much her go-to pose. And yeah, the Dredd is kind of reminds me a bit of the McMahon look a bit, and I would say that he does look slightly smaller in scale. I think as well the Anderson's the same. She also looks slightly smaller in the Osprey game compared to the Warlord one. Is it enough that you would have a problem fielding them in those games? No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone would begrudge you using these. They would be completely fine on the tabletop as long as you get your rules, which you will have. So yeah, it's a great little set, is what I can say. So I can't comment, as I say, about the game yet. Oh, one little piece that I did miss was there's a little turn counter as well there. I just spotted it in the U of Judge Dredd. So yeah, as I say, I'm really impressed with the components that are in the game. All the miniatures are really nice, nicely detailed. The board's cracking. I really love the board. The two-sided board. So as I say, I think I might well run the Judge Dredd miniatures game using that board at some point. It is slightly on the small side because it's a 3x3 board you would normally play on, but it might be nice for a little skirmish in there, and because there's walls and stuff that you can't blocks off line of sight and so on. So I'll have a wee think on that. So I hope you enjoyed this little unboxing video, and you'll be pleased to know, fans of this game, Helter Skelter, that there'll be an unboxing video for the Dark Judges expansion coming very soon, next prog in fact. So thanks for watching, and until next time, keep on living the life of Die.